It's safe to say that 2021 was perhaps one of the most exciting seasons that Formula One has seen in recent years. F1 fans worldwide saw the final battle between Hamilton and Verstappen unfold in Abu Dhabi, with Max knocking Lewis off of the throne. But the one thing on everyone's mind is, will Max be able to defend the throne like Lewis did 6 times after winning his first championship? Will Max stay the Formula One champion of the world? In this video, we'll analyze his performances and decide whether we feel he is or not. Welcome to F1 Inside. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video and hit the notification bell icon to get updated about F1 and really get inside the culture of today's most popular racing sport, its drivers, teams, tracks, tragedies and history. The duels between a reigning champion and a young, ambitious competitor trying to overturn that Mercedes empire had us F1 fans on the edge of our seats. And just like any Hollywood blockbuster, it all came down to the last showdown of the season, where David and Goliath both had 369.5 points with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to end it all. We all know how it went down. Even though Hamilton fans mostly appointed Verstappen as the human error champion because of race director Michael Massey's controversial decision, he did win that night. But all this controversy has made people from both sides wonder, will Max be able to defend his throne in the next season? Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing have had a rocky start in the 2022 season. In the first race, both Verstappen and PEREZ failed to finish the race due to engine failures. And however, Max won the second Grand Prix in Jeddah, his car let him down again during the third Grand Prix in Australia. Teammate Sergio Perez did however finish the race, and not only that, Perez finished second, which caused tension between Verstappen and Perez since they were now going head-to-head for the championship. Until now, Max has always been the prodigy child for the Red Bull Racing team, with teammates either leaving because of it or supporting Max heavily in Red Bull's mission to overturn Mercedes' reign of F1 dominance. Who can forget about the Abu Dhabi showdown in which Max even called Perez a legend for slowing down Hamilton? Perez played his strategic part on the high-speed chessboard and let Max pass him on hunting down Hamilton again. This season, however, the experienced Perez feels he's ready for the championship and openly admitted this in the press. Both Red Bull drivers have an equal chance to prove themselves for the first time in years, but Max wouldn't be Max if this wouldn't motivate him even more to prove all the doubters wrong. From the Italian Grand Prix on, he has been finding his pace more and more, leaving the two fast Ferrari drivers, Sainz and Leclerc, behind him. Even with Ferrari having P1 and P2 in Miami, Max could finish first with his Red Bull car that proved dominant on the straights. And with Ferrari starting the season stronger than Red Bull, it was a good sign for the Austrian team that was, in fact, the only team in the top 3 that didn't experience the heavy porpoising that lost Mercedes much power. Because of it, Hamilton isn't really a danger anymore, and Max's primary challenger for the throne seems to be his lifelong rival Charles Leclerc, showing massively potential to succeed in it. But focusing on Leclerc doesn't mean Max can forget about Perez. The Mexican driver is performing better with each race and was able to overtake and lead the Azerbaijani Grand Prix. He could almost win if it weren't for the lousy tyre management that cost him the lead to Verstappen. Perez finished second. Still, this was a wake-up call for Max, who of course was aware of Perez and his ambitions, but now really felt he had enemies outside and inside his own paddock and garage. And that Perez really means business is proven by the fact he was able to finish second, right behind Verstappen in Barcelona, with just 15 points behind the Dutch world champion. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So that's for Leclerc and Perez. Another contender is the Spanish Ferrari driver Carlos Sainz, who is also driving at the top of the 2022 season. Sainz has always bragged about being a high-speed driver even during harsh weather and track conditions, and ever since he took the seat in the legendary Ferrari, he has been putting his money where his mouth is. Even though he has a less outspoken driving style, he can keep up with Max, Charles and Sergio. But let's also not entirely rule out the legendary and 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Even though Mercedes isn't exactly performing Mercedes-worthy, Hamilton wouldn't be such a legend if he wouldn't know how to push every last bit out of a Formula One car. Sure, it's not very likely that Lewis will win the 2022 championship, but he surely knows how to keep the pressure on the other drivers by still winning podiums. And whenever Max, Charles or Sergio makes the slightest mistake, Lewis makes sure to capitalize on it. So the contenders are defined. Max must deal with Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, and the pressure Lewis Hamilton is giving him. Now let's have a look if Max can fight him off. Let's start with the first factor: Max Verstappen versus Charles Leclerc. Regarding Leclerc, we can all agree that the Monegasque driver is showing potential to become the champion in 2022. Still, he hasn't been under pressure as Max in his fight to overturn the empire of Mercedes, and whenever Leclerc is pressured, he's showcasing some not-so-optimal decisions that cause his car to spin or slip. We believe that an ultimate showdown between Max and Leclerc, like the one we saw in the 2021 Abu Dhabi race between Hamilton and Verstappen, would end in favor of Verstappen. Maybe Leclerc has to harden more to win these duels with other heavyweight drivers. Now, when we're discussing Leclerc, we should also look at the constructors. Red Bull versus Ferrari. Max's Red Bull is way more reliable than Ferrari's. Sure, Red Bull has had its fair share of reliability issues, but not as frequent as Ferrari, and surely not as severe. So we believe the superior car between these two is definitely rolling out from Red Bull's garage. To put this even more into perspective, Leclerc already took multiple penalty-worth engines, and Sainz blew a few up. All this while Red Bull is upgrading its cars with every race and truly understanding purposing to a point where they have the most stable car on the grid. So that's another thing that's in favor of Max: his superior car. The third thing we must consider when discussing if Max can defend his championship is his teammates' ambition. Max Verstappen versus Sergio Perez. We see that Perez easily keeps up with other star drivers and even had around the same points. But with him not finishing a few races, Max is too far ahead now on the leaderboard. And since Max is a consistent driver, he probably won't lose that advantage over Perez. Also, Perez repeatedly said that the new car upgrades are quote-unquote distancing him from it. He feels that the upgrades are suiting Max more, and because of it doesn't drive as confident as his teammate. So even though we all enjoy the fight Max finally has within his team, we don't see Perez as a significant danger to Verstappen. All in all, Max is the favorite to win the 2022 championship, simply because he has felt the world's weight on his shoulders when millions of fans were expecting him to overthrow the Mercedes empire in 2021. And he did that, in an inferior car at a young age. So when it comes to pressure, he is the best out there, or at least has proven that he is the best out there. No other driver will win a fight when that resilience is the deciding factor. And on top of that, he has arguably the best and superior car on the grid. So all these factors are in Max Verstappen's favor, and we believe that because of them, Max will be able to defend his championship in 2022. Who do you believe will win this championship? Do you feel Max is performing as strong as last year? Can he keep Leclerc behind him? Will his teammate try to knock him off his throne? Leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell icon to get updated about everything that's Formula One. We are F1 Inside, and thank you for watching.